Okay, everyone, today we are going to be talking about naming molecular formulas. First off, we need to know what they're made of, right? Molecular formulas are nonmetals bonding with nonmetals, right? So unlike ionic compounds that are a metal and a nonmetal, these ones are nonmetals bonding with nonmetals. So first off, where are they on our periodic table? Let's take a look here. All right, remember that this line here separates the metals from the nonmetals, right? So all of these, it's just these made with each other. So these are the nonmetals. Right? And so these compounds are made of those bonded to each other. Okay. Now, the thing about these compounds is that there's so many of them that we can do that we have to use prefixes. The prefixes tell how many of each element is present. Okay, so you'll need to know these. Mono is 1, di is 2, tri is 3, tetra is 4, penta is 5, hexa is 6, hepta is 7. Don't get it confused there. I know they use septa a lot in your math class. We don't use septa in this class. Okay, we use hepta. 8 is octa, 9 is nona, and 10 is deca. And that should cover most of what you do. There's only one rule. Mono is not used on the first element. Right? So let's take a look at some of them. Right? Here we are. Here we have BF3. Right? There's only one of these, so no mono. There's 3 of these, so that will be tri. So this is going to be boron trifluoride. Okay? All right, so that's how we do these. I'm going to do several of these this way first to do it. So notice there's no mono, right? There's no mono. Just by having one of them there, we know that by writing it down, we know that there's one. We don't use mono on the first one. We do on the second one, right? So here's another example. Here I have 2. That prefix is di. 5 is penta, right? So this would be di nitrogen pentoxide. Notice when there's 2 vowels will get together, like penta oxide, right? We drop the A out of there and get rid of the A because it's just too awkward to say pentaoxide. So we just make it pentoxide, right? So here's another one. Nitrogen, there's one of them, so I don't use the prefix mono on the first element. Nitrogen dioxide. All right, there's another one. Carbon dioxide. All right, and here's another one. Iodine trifluoride. Okay, so that's how you do it. You just plug in the numbers. You don't have to worry about charges. You don't have to worry about how many of them you have because you're told right in the thing. So you just use the prefix to say how many there are. Okay. Now, when you're going the other way, it's really easy because you're told how many there are, right? There's nitrogen here, so there's one of them. So we have N for nitrogen. It's monoxide, so I have one oxygen. So this is going to be NO, right? Here again, there's no prefix, so I know I have one sulfur. Tetra means 4, so it's Cl4, right? Diiodine, so there's 2 iodines. Hepta is 7 oxides, right? Again, nitride, there's no prefix, so there has to be just one of them. Nitrogen trihydride, here's H3. Okay, now notice this is one of those situations where you've got the ending IDE on hydrogen, so this H is actually, if it had a charge, it would be a -1, okay? And that's how this will fit here, and the nitrogen would have a +1. This is where we get into issues of what oxidation state really is. We're not going to worry about that because we just go with the name and how many there are to write the formula. So here down here, I've got carbon. So there's carbon. It's tetrafluoride, right? Fluorine is F, and there are 4 of them. Okay, so that's how we do it with nonmetal compounds. Here's a few more to show us some more things. Right? If you've got it now, you could stop this and go back to the assignment and work on the assignment that's in Schoology for you. If you need me to go through a few more, we'll go ahead and go through the rest of these for you. Okay, so here goes part 2 here. Again, here I have 1 phosphorus here, so I just have to write down phosphorus. There's bromine here, and I have 3 of them, so this is tribromide. Again, remembering to change the ending to IDE. All right, here we go. We've got 4 of these phosphorus to begin with, so this one will be tetraphosphorus. And here is 6, which is hex. This is another one of those where hexa oxide is kind of a weird vowel thing to do, so we'll get rid of the A, just hex oxide. Okay. Down here we have sulfur, trioxide for the 3 oxygens that are present, and here we have silicon dioxide. Down here we have xenon hexafluoride. And yes, every once in a while, scientists can get very electronegative elements like fluorine to attach to very non-reactive things like xenon, which is a noble gas, because xenon has so many electrons and some of them are so far away from the nucleus that the fluorine can get a hold of them and cause them to bond. So under very tightly controlled circumstances, you can, in fact, make a compound using a noble gas. But for the most part, it's very, very difficult to do, and there's very few of them, and they usually involve fluorine. Now, going from the name here, I know that penta is 5. The lack of a prefix means I have 1 of them, so this will be PCl5. Okay. And again, here I have no prefix, so I'm going to have 1 carbon. Hexa is 6, so F6. Okay. Then dinitrogen, so that's going to be N2. Trioxide is O3. Right. Now here, down here, I have a prefix for 2. It's oxygen, so O2 difluoride, so F2. So O2, F2 is the formula for dioxygen difluoride. And down here we have one to show how mono is used, not on the first element, but on the second element. So there's just one carbon because I don't have a mono listed here. All right, get rid of that. Goof up there. Carbon monoxide, I have one oxygen. That's carbon monoxide. And that is how you write the names and the formulas for covalently bonded compounds that are made of just nonmetals. So if you see a compound that has only nonmetals in it, then you have to use these prefixes to write the names, and you'll just worry about in the name of them what those prefixes are, telling you how many of each atom are present. And you don't have to worry about charges or anything like that, trying to balance anything out. So it does make it difficult because when you have a metal attached, then you have to look at the nonmetals and determine what their charge is so you can write a new compound. When nonmetals are bonded to nonmetals, you simply need to look at the prefixes in the name to write the formula, or you have to use prefixes to write the name. If you have a formula, you need the name of it. So that is the end of our lesson.